Hello and good evening. It has been a little bit since we hit the road on this old two-wheeled horse. And I got one thing on the mind tonight, cars, which is ironic because I'm not in one. We are in the process of buying a car, unfortunately. And, I don't know if buying a car is, I feel like it should be an exciting thing, right? It should be something you get excited over, but the process is just kind of such a pain. And I don't know, it ruins any excitement for me personally. Maybe you don't feel the same way, but I already am somebody who researches the big ticket items that I purchase to the nth degree. I'm definitely a bargain hunter when it comes to electronics, things like that. But when it comes to cars, it is just like, there's too much. There's too much bargain hunting to be done, and it becomes overwhelming. Long story short, Samantha, my wife, her car bit the dust. And by that, really what it is the car has been an issue for a long time. It's been burning oil for a long time. It's had all these very mysterious quirks with the engine that we've just kind of been patchworking. And we've had 3 different opinions done on the vehicle over the last year or so. And mechanics can't really seem to solve the issue, but recently some kind of main key issues came to light with the turbo, and the car was the car was claimed to be pretty much you need to get out from under this thing because it's a ticking time bomb, bit of a lemon. So we had to get rid of it. Sadly, the car was on a loan. And the car was underwater on that loan. Only by a few thousand, I think like 2. But anyways, after a lot of deliberation, we decided to just sell it to CarMax, which gave basically the best offer outside of a private sell that we could find. We are not looking to finance with the new vehicle, so there wasn't any leverage or, there wasn't any incentive to try to leverage that car. We just want to get rid of it because that check engine light was ready to turn back on any day. We had just put $500 into it to get the check engine light to turn off. Mechanic basically told us in so many words that was, gonna turn back on. Anyways, we had to get rid of the car. So we did. We took it to CarMax. They gave us a flat rate of $4,300. That left about $3,500 of negative equity. So we just bit the bullet on that, paid that off, got out from underneath it, and here we are. We don't have the car anymore. But what's so funny, and I gotta say, about CarMax is that one of the reasons we didn't go through a private sale, right? Because we could have gotten theoretically more money with a car that was in better condition. Because cosmetically, the car was in great shape. It was a 2016. There was 97,000 miles on it, and there was no issues with the car. Brakes were good, tires were good, that sort of thing. But if you took a mechanic and took a real close look, you would presumably find issues with oil leaking and burning and things of that nature. So we knew if we went private, we would have to disclose that stuff, because otherwise you're selling somebody a car that's a nightmare. But a dealership, I'll sleep like a baby knowing that I screwed over a dealership. So we took it to CarMax. They had literally, we're thinking like, I hope they don't inspect this car too much, right? They literally had a 25-year-old girl. Bless her heart. Although she had a bit of a meth mouth situation going on. Something was going on drug-wise with her for sure. But she was not a mechanic. And she just went and took the car around back, took some photos of it, and was like, yep, all looks good. We'll take it for this full value. Now, they gave us the higher end of the KBB on that car in terms of a trade-in. So, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is there's just something weird about, it felt like a car vending machine, And in any other circumstance, that would be a bad deal, but the fact that they took it no questions asked, and the car needs an engine rebuild to be, you know, long-term something, I don't know. Whole thing just felt funny. So we're back here, or not back, the car's gone. We're back home, and we are now looking for a new vehicle. We're looking for an SUV, nothing large. I'm looking at, essentially right now my top front runners are a Mazda CX-50, a Honda CR-V, which is right in front of me, which is kind of funny, and then also a RAV4. Hold on one second here. Ideally looking to have it be really low mileage, just because at this point we're just trying to start over with the car, you know? I mean, my car is over a decade, easily. I have 174,000 miles on my car. My plan has been to run it into the ground. She bought hers in 2016 with about 48,000 miles on it. And in 3 years, we put 49,000 miles on that car. So, you know, we go hard in the paint. You know, we drive. So we're looking to just spend the extra cash and go with something low, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I want an economy car. I want something that'll last. But that's like, you know, that's the hard part. Everybody has a different opinion as to what brands will last a long time. Everyone has different opinions as to cars in general, their own personal experiences. I think it's just such a shot in the dark. I think you have like better luck with certain brands, you know, like whether it be, I don't know, not Kia, but in general, it's always a risk. But where my mind is at is how much the car market has changed since the last time I bought a car. There is no longer a giant cavernous financial difference between low and high mileage. 100,000 mile car and a 15,000 mile car are sometimes only about $7,000 difference, which is crazy. So, and then the other thing that's changed is there's very little negotiation anymore, which I'm okay with, right? Because that was part of the annoyance. Because just of all the online shopping and all the online comparisons I've been reading a lot of Reddit, and I've been reading a lot of what mechanics and, you know, car salesmen write about some tips and tricks. And yeah, it seems like your negotiation power is pretty much gone. Everyone's really firm on their price. Dealerships are no longer afraid to leave a car on the lot for more than 90 days. Sometimes they're up, you know, 250 days just because they're so stubborn on price. And I guess that's because they move the cars around a lot now, across state lines. Yeah, so like I said, RAV4, like this one right here, this is a front runner, just because there's the 2023 XLE, which has a pretty good size, but you know, the price difference between something that's brand new and something that was just from 2 years ago is pretty marginal. At least I think so, in terms of how much more mileage you're getting, you know, because a 2-year-old car has anywhere from 20 to 30 to even 40,000 more miles on it than something from last year. I'm just gonna book this. We're going the Keys route. I've been rambling about cars. I hope it's interesting. I would love advice on this topic, by the way. I mean, if you are anywhere remotely interested or experienced with car sales, cars, or you're just one of these guys who's much more senior and wise and experienced than I am and had many, many cars, I'd love all the advice and input that you have, because while I don't think that you have the answer, I think your experience does have a lesson for me in some way. So I'm trying to gather as many lessons as possible. We have access to 2 working cars currently, so in no way are we in any sort of hurry to get this taken care of. But we have a big trip coming up, and I'd also just not, you know, I'd like to not have to worry or think about this. I'd like to, there's no point in sitting on it either, you know. So anyways, we're gonna hike it up these stairs here. It's a beautiful night, very humid. But overall not bad. Just making sure we're still recording here. I'm a little spooked from last week, you know. We're headed back. We're just doing a quick tour. I wanted to get some of that off my chest. I'm just laying around thinking about cars, thinking about pricing. It's one of those things, it's like when you're buying a car, you suddenly see everyone's car. You're looking at how many Corollas, how many Camrys, how many Hondas, all that stuff just on the road. So it's easy to fall obsessed with it because it's freaking everywhere, man. America is obsessed with cars. This nation is obsessed with individualism. And cars are they really are the representation of freedom and individuality because of, people value their car over their home. And some of that is, I think, just infrastructure. Because to be totally honest with you, with the suburban sprawl that we've developed in this nation, if there is no car, there is no job in most of this, in most areas, you know? I mean, very few cities and towns and stuff have public transportation, and those that do, they're either unreliable or going bankrupt, falling apart, or all of the above. So you're really left with no choice. You can be an absolute alpha and bike around like me, but not everybody's got that kind of, honestly, not everything's bikeable too. We sprawled out beyond bikes in a lot of places and in a lot of ways. When before kids, I totally considered just biking to work and biking everywhere I needed to go. But that's a whole lifestyle change. I mean, just as much as giving up your car would be. It's not like you couldn't do it. It's not like I don't think your life would suffer, per se. I think you would just, you would experience a tremendous amount of change in the way you think, the way you do things, your schedule, your priorities, your needs and wants. Everything would change just because that's such a big part of our culture. Anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. I'm glad I could squeeze in a quick bicycle session here with you. And keep watching for more vids. It's hot. I'm feeling good though. I need to get back on the grind because I've done virtually nothing this last 2 weeks in terms of exercise. What you've seen in these biking videos is basically it. I did like one strength workout. That's kind of been it, but I'm hoping to change that, get back on the grind. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.